I want to talk about what I learnt from talking in front of the camera for 5 years. So, I've been talking in front of the camera for the past 5 years, and here's what I learned. It's that I learned that I'm so much more confident talking about myself. Generally, I am because beforehand, I remember when I first time started talking in front of the camera, I would never actually look at the camera. I actually would just look down. I didn't look confident in myself. But now these days, ever since I learned how to talk in front of camera, ever since I put the reps in, I'm actually so much more confident and a lot more consistent. Because when I first time started talking in front of camera, I was not confident in myself. I wasn't really like happy how I look. I didn't like the way how I talk, how I speak, how I articulate my words. But now, ever since I started practicing talking in front of the camera more often, I've realized I'm a lot more confident. Even when I go meet people, I'm 10 times way more confident now. Because beforehand, when I first time started talking in front of camera, I wasn't confident in myself. I wasn't confident in like just talking direct to the camera. And that shows a bit of a reflection on how I even talk to people in real life. Because when I wasn't confident talking in front of the camera when I first started out, then it's probably my interpretation in terms of how I talk to people in real life, such as how I meet people. So it shows that I lack confidence in that. And ever since I've been making content and been documenting my stuff on this channel, or like even just me like making content for the past like 5 years, I realized my confidence has definitely improved. And knowing how I articulate my words, how I express myself, I still need to work on it personally because sometimes I do rant off, but that is something I'm still working on. Such as I'm trying to work on like reducing saying you know. But over time, as I record more of these type of videos, I'm gonna get better at explaining and expressing who I am as a person because I want to get to the point where I'm able to like just talk in front of camera without script. That's my long term goal. Like I don't want to, rely on the script when I make content because that's shit. I want to get to the point where if I have a banger idea, I can just pull it out, record it on this camera or webcam, and just say my own words and talk with conviction. That's the long term goal I want to get better at. That's the reason why I actually made this channel. I initially made this channel was to actually get better at talking in front of the camera because beforehand I was horrible at it. Like I was just so shit at it. Like I remember when I first time, if you look over to this YouTube channel, right, the very first video I uploaded, right, I wasn't even looking at the camera. I was like looking down, like, oh, you know what, this, that. I keep saying a lot because I didn't know what I was talking about. Like even when I was making photography content, I didn't know how to actually express. Like for example, like I would say on the lines of like, oh, you need to know how to use the aperture, ISO, all of that stuff. But right now, I'm getting a bit better at it. I've noticed that I'm making so much progress in knowing how to elaborate things, which is something I still need to work on personally. Because when I was growing up, I wasn't really like the type of guy who would like stand up in class to do a speech, or I wasn't like the theater kid, or I wasn't really like the extrovert type kid personally. I really wasn't that type of guy who would like to put my hand up in class and actually answer the question. I wasn't like that. I was actually the quite shy kid personally, and I imagine a lot of people were like that can definitely relate to this, because a lot of Asian people are very shy. Like most Asian people you meet are very shy, and for me to get better at being more confident, I have to really start talking more in front of the camera, and that's the reason why I actually make this channel or post content, is to improve my confidence and improve how I articulate my words, how I speak, the type of words I use. Because I want to get to the point where I can talk in a way where people can start listening and understanding what I'm saying. Because communication is such an important skill. Like the way you talk, how you communicate, the tonality. Tonality is such an important thing as well. That no one else teach you that. It's so important because if you talk in a certain way that makes people like you, then people will naturally want to do business with you. Like it's like anything, like relationships, business, friends, family, making connections. Because communication skills is such a underrated thing that not many people look at. But for example, if you want to get paid to make money, right? How do you get money, right? You get money by people giving you money, right? That's literally how it works, right? Think about it, right? Money is such an exchange of value, right? And in order to get people pay you, you got to get people to give you money, right? So if you can communicate in a way where people are like, you know what, I fuck with this guy, he's a sick cunt, or talking like a confident way, but you actually know what the fuck you're talking about, people would naturally want to do business with you. People just want to hang out with you more. It's true. Like I noticed, like most of the people, like some of my friends, right, who get a lot of clients or have a lot of big friends groups, they just know how to communicate. They're just very good at it. They very know how to like appeal to people. They know how to attract certain people. You know, for example, there's some people like that, and some like me. I'm not the type of guy who can do that stuff. But now these days, I'm trying to learn how to get to that level. I want to get to that level where I can talk in a certain way where people are like, you know what, fuck it, I like this chinny guy. He's a cool guy to hang out with. That's when communication skills is important. It's how you express and how you articulate your thoughts and feelings. Like how you talk in a certain way that makes people like, fuck it, I fuck with this guy. Or he gets me. That's actually another thing. In fact, communication skill does come from even listening, even understanding what people are saying. Because generally, if you learn how to listen and ask questions, that's an all good way to actually communicate. And also, actively listening what they're saying and regurgitating in terms of what they're saying before, if that makes sense. So, I just want to kind of make this video and kind of just talk about how much I actually improve. And this video has been, I've been talking pretty well. I'm actually pretty confident how I talk. Like, if you go scroll down to the bottom of my YouTube video, you notice like I was so awkward, you know, like I wasn't really like articulating my words. Now I'm 10 times way more confident. Just me talking through this camera right now, even though I'm just talking on the webcam. That's why I make this channel. That's why I want to keep uploading this channel all the time, so I can see how much progress I'm getting better at talking in front of the camera. So that's what I got to say, and I'll catch you around. See ya, bye.